Or has the consciousness got to be raised for the atmosphere and the life of this day? You see, until the consciousness is raised, I may say a lot of things pertain to this day, but I'm actually still living in yesterday. Hello? Did you ever notice that there were two thieves, actually three thieves on the same hill? Did you notice that? How many remember what the hill was called? Say it out loud. The place of the skull. Did you ever notice those three thieves hanging there? Really pay attention to them? Now, I don't know about you, and you know, you have a right to your opinion as good as mine. But this is what I know for me. I have serious questions about the death and resurrection the way I was taught it. Now, if you're going to literalize everything, you can take it. Be that as it may, until resurrection takes place in your Golgotha, you're still living among the dead.
Yeah.
It ain't fair. And yet when I say that, it sounds like I like that book. And it's amazing. I read somewhere on the Facebook not long ago where somebody said we ought to do away with the Bible and all the books and just live by, live in the Spirit. And I thought that's kind of strange. It's amazing. We lay this book down and pick up somebody else's. You missed it. But here's what he said. Somebody must have given him a rough time. He didn't. But then he said, on the Facebook, he said, I began to try to find a word for you, and I went to Isaiah. But he just got through saying, lay this down. You go by Spirit. But if you want to find a word for somebody, go find it here. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Well, we've done the same thing. The hour is coming, and now is. That dead shall hear.
Yeah.
Say it with me.
Yeah.
If you think he's talking about graveyard dead, of course we know he's not. Did you know there's no dead in the graveyards? I'm real spiritual, aren't I? The hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall, no ifs and ands and maybes and buts, shall hear. What are they going to hear? Read it. And they, when the dead shall hear, say it with me, the voice, the sound that resonates within. If you ever hear the sound, I heard my name when it was 7 o'clock. I didn't know there was, and this is before God. I did not know there was a God, and yet I knew in here there was a God. Nobody ever told me about God. I wasn't raised. I was raised a heathen. That's what you would call us today. We didn't know anything about God. Played music on Friday night. Went to bed about 1 o'clock in the morning. Went to sleep. Nobody in that room but me. And the first thing on my eyes I heard somebody say, Ray. It scared the hell out of me. And I know there ain't nobody there but me. I wasn't drunk when I went to bed. I had to MC the show, so I couldn't get drunk. Some of the other guys did, but, you know, not that I didn't want to. Scared the life out of me. And I thought, this is strange. There's nobody here. And I began to fight it. And all of a sudden, I heard that same voice again. It just said, Ray. And you know what? It didn't come out there. I heard that in here somewhere. And though I didn't know there was a God, I knew that that was God. Now you can explain that to me. That was a sound. That was a voice that began a journey that if he had told me where I was going, I'd have took a gun and blown my head off. Some of you probably would have too. I immediately began to try to find a place to get saved. I found it. A year later, I hadn't heard that voice since. A year later, we had a Bible study, a prayer meeting, we called them in those days, at my house. I lived in the country. Laying flat on my back in the living room, praising the Lord, I heard the same voice in here that I had heard in that hotel room. This time it didn't say Ray, it said, get up and go. It's the same voice. And you see, I didn't know in those days that I couldn't do what the voice said do. I hadn't had the religious education to inform me that I couldn't do what the voice said I could do. I had not been needy programmed. Let me say that. I hadn't been programmed that I had a need. Oh, come on here, saints of God. If you don't get away from this need, you ain't gonna never be bread to feed the hungry. Let me ask you, do you really suppose you come to be fed, or do you suppose you come to feed? Hello here. Feed me, Jesus. He ain't gonna do it. He finished the work God gave him to do. Did y'all ever sing the song, Here's My Cup, Lord? Did y'all sing it? He ain't a very big God, is he? Cup will hold him. He's very big, is he? Cup of your soul. Religious education. If I can just get to a meeting, I got my cup, I get my cup full. And all the time, in your belly is rivers. Yeah. Paul said we're one loaf. He didn't say we was a bunch of hungry people that had to be fed.